documents, attending to queries, it never ends. So imagine sitting in my office, and yes, you have good help, but you oversee everything. We're all entrepreneurs here, so you know what I'm speaking about. You're in your office, you're trying to run this consult, and then you've got to run to the toilet to throw up and come back. And now you come back and you're feeling terrible because your head's sore. And you are just exhausted from all the throwing up the day before, the night before, and the cycle of it. So here I was, month 6 of my pregnancy. I was dehydrated again, got back from hospital, and you don't feel glamorous. Imagine throwing up all the time. You're blowing up because you're keeping water and you feel horrible. I was about 80 kgs and felt horrible. I lost all confidence. I got back from the hospital. It was about 2 a.m. that morning. Now we can't sleep because we've got insomnia as well, right? It's just magic what pregnancy does to you. And I'm sitting in my lounge at about 2 a.m. that morning, and I started to cry. Now, I'm a very strong woman. I'd like to keep it together. I like to see myself as ambitious, go-getter, get the job done. Yes, I'm a woman and we are sensitive, but more than that, I say cry later, do the work now. That's my motto. But I couldn't do it this time. This time, I could feel that I was going to cry, and my then 2-year-old sleeps in the bed with me, and I didn't want her to feel me crying because she's so close to me, so I go to the lounge. And I'm sitting in my lounge and I start to sob, that very ladylike sob that we all sob sometimes. It's not okay. And then, you know, the floodgates open and I started to bawl my eyes out because it wasn't okay anymore. I couldn't deal with 6 months of hardly eating, people telling you what to do, more people judging you and telling you, you know, you're not really sick. Well, indirectly they tell you that because they don't know what you're going through. They think that you are trying to be sick, but you're not. You can't be in the business because you don't feel valued anymore. You can't actually do what you're paid to do. So here you have, and we work with 25 people. We have a staff complement of 25. So imagine other attorneys and secretaries and people in our building thinking, she's not at work, again, day after day. So it all just fell apart for me. I sat there crying and crying. And I remember thinking to myself, you know what, don't even cry too loudly because you may wake him, meaning my husband who's sleeping in the room next door, or you may wake the 2-year-old. And I thought, well, this is just the pits. If I have to sit here and think to myself, I can't even cry loud enough because I may wake somebody, then really what is going on with me? Have I lost that amount of confidence and self-esteem that I can't even cry or wake my husband and say to him, I need your help? But that is how I felt, and that wasn't okay for me. But obviously, I was crying too loudly, so my 2-year-old came to me, she sat next to me, and I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. She held my little hand, or her little hand held mine, and she squeezed my hand and she said, Mom, don't cry, everything will be okay. And it really got to me because she was 2, and I still cry when I tell the story because she could hardly speak at the time, so how those words came out of her mouth, I don't really know. But she's very close to me, and obviously something told her, Mommy's not okay. And for her sake, I thought to myself, I cannot be this way anymore. My 2-year-old needs me. I have a child inside of me that needs me. I need to get it together. And I remember closing my eyes and I prayed. And I don't know how many of you are spiritual here. I'm not the most spiritual person. But I prayed because we do that when we're desperate, right? We do it when we feel totally, totally down and out of sync, and we just don't know where to turn. And obviously I had gotten so busy in life, I forgot to pray for quite a while. So I prayed and I said, God, you made me. You brought me here. You gave me this life. You gave me this child. You gave me a 2-year-old, and I need to be there for her. And I just don't know how to do it anymore. I couldn't change her diapers because the smell was too strong. I couldn't feed her because her food nauseated me. I couldn't carry her because I was just too big on its own. So basically, Mama was doing everything for me. And I remember closing my eyes, and I had a vision of me standing in front of a group of women speaking, like I am now, and sharing my story of what was happening to me at the time. And a little voice in me said, just hang in there, because you will use your voice to inspire, encourage, motivate, and uplift as many women as possible. Now that shocked me because that was not part of my plan going forward. I was an attorney, I'm an ex-radio presenter, and yes, speaking was something that I did on the side, but it was not something I took very seriously or personally. But I thought to myself, okay, fine, if this is what I'm supposed to do, from tomorrow I'm not going to the office, because obviously I can't do what I'm supposed to do there. And I decided to read every motivational book that I had bought over the years but just stocked away in the library because there was no time to ever read the stuff, and watch all the DVDs that I was so excited about when I bought but never watched. And with every book that I read and every DVD that I watched, a new passion was ignited in me to teach what I was learning, to share what I was learning. Because I thought to myself, if I'm going through this, what are other women going through? What are other sisters going through? Because we're all part of a greater sisterhood. But what we do as women is we keep quiet. We keep whatever challenge we're going through to ourselves. We hide it, we bury it, and we smile, the biggest smile, because we're so used to doing that and showing the world what they want to see. Showing the world the strong, beautiful, glammed up, all together woman that we're sometimes not. And I decided that if I was ever down and out again, and if I was ever in a situation that needed to be shared, that I was going to share it. And I was going to gain experience, knowledge, and motivation from other women because they were going through similar stuff. And so I'm going to share some of the knowledge that I learned that helped me gain strength again, that helped me gain direction and purpose again. And it's really just a very small iota of what I learned in the hope of inspiring you to step into your purpose, to step into your power, to own your brilliance and be the very best that you can be. For there's one thing I hate seeing in women is their spirits dying. I think too often we keep it together because we think we have to. But when your spirit dies, the problem with it is that your children's spirits die, your family's spirits die. You are the light of your home. If you're Hindu, they say, you are the lamp of your home. If you're Christian, you are the light of your home. So what then is your purpose? Is to shine that light. And when you stop shining, the light in the home dies out.